Hi everybody, I'm Klindt Myrvoll, the Program Manager at the Danish Web Archive Netarkivet at the Royal Danish Library. I'm here today to tell you about browser-based crawling for all, the story so far. It's an update from the project leads on what has been achieved since we started the project and what the next steps are. So let me start with a brief description of the project. The goal of this proposal is and was to support the creation of a flexible browser-based high-fidelity crawling system driven by a full-featured user interface and accessible to curators and web archivists at any institution, of course, open source. Let's have a look at the achievements we've done so far, the broad picture, and also a look at how Browsertrix is right now. Since the project started in 2022, a lot of work has been done. There has been a lot of testing, refinement, and improvements to UI and feedback back and forth between Web Recorder and IIPC members and others. So if you look at the schedule of completion, the first package is of course done, the second package is done, and the third package is in progress. And I'll get more into detail what these packages actually contain. So here's the interface. I'll just log in. And now I'm inside the system. So here's a view of all the crawls that we have currently at the KB. I can see the organizational settings here. It's Netarkivet at the Kongelig Bibliotek, the Royal Library, and I can even see individual members and invite them. I have workflows here where I can see this is the current workflows we have. I can see browser profiles here where we, for instance, want to do logged in crawling or clicking of cookies, accept cookies, etc. So for instance, for workflows, I can try to set up a new one here just with the URL list. And I want the site, this site to be crawled. And I have information here at the right side about all the details, what you need to know. And I'll say include any link page and click next step. So all the choices I made here is fine, no hard limit, no page time limit, no call time limit, etc. I'll just click next, and I'll not use a browser profile here, and the language will be Danish. Click next step, and I'll say run immediately and save. And I'll just call it Zetland test. Maybe add some tags here. Could be Zetland, could be news sites, can't spell. And then there is a review of the configuration, and I'll just say save and run crawl. Then you can see the overview here. You can see a configuration, and you can also watch the crawl. You can see here it has embedded video, recording. Let's see, maybe over here. Okay, it goes to another window, but you can see it actually has a queue here, and it crawls the videos. So if I push stop crawl, then you'll be able to replay the crawl. And then you can see the replay here. You can just click the link and replay will start happening. I can even see it in full screen if I want to. And I can see the embedded video will start playing here. And that's exactly why we have a system like this where we can have like rich content like this. So let's say I want to change the workflow. I can just edit workflow, and maybe I want to run it on a recurring basis. So let's say I want it crawled every Friday at 10. I'll just punch that in and hit save changes. Then I can see the date here is changed to Friday. And yeah, pretty nifty. So let's have a look at the goals, outcomes, and deliverables in a bit more detail. So the first packages are all done. If you look at the Q1 and Q2 milestones, we have it all figured out. The initial design requirements were made, the initial API was operational, and the crawling system was deployable. So it used to be in both Docker and Kubernetes we wanted to do it, but it's Kubernetes only now. And also Web Recorder made a hosted version of the system for testing. Here you can see a brief view of the API. For Q3 and Q4, that is also done. The work was to make a user interface ready for testing by non-developers and to be able to do crawls and run on the infrastructure by end users. So there was incorporation of feedback from IPC partners from the first quarters. There was logging in, crawling done, crawl definition, scheduling calls, etc. And also a lot of documentation was made for the IIPC community. Here you can see logged in Facebook crawling, where you actually make a browser profile with login information, username, password, and then when you do the actual crawl, you use that information to do logged in crawling. Here's just a few screenshots from logged in Facebook crawling and logged in Instagram crawling. So what are the next steps? Yeah, of course, you can see that the IPC community, Web Recorder, and everybody working on this is still the mighty internet warriors. So the focus for Q5 and Q6, which is in progress right now, will be more manual QA features. It will also be incorporate even more feedback from the IPC partners on the deployment we have done so far. It will be finalizing the API and also be able to deploy the system locally, which is done at several institutions. On Web Recorder's GitHub, you can actually see the progress almost day by day. Here's the current sprint, where you can see exactly what is being worked on at the moment. So the coming quarters, Q7 and Q8, will focus on various approaches to automated QA, and of course, even more feedback on the development so far. And also there will be a final block documenting the features and limitations and also future plans for browser-based crawling, as well as documentation on deployment and capabilities of the system. To get more information, contribute and share knowledge, you have a few different options. You can use the IIPC Slack channel about browser-based crawling. Use the official Web Recorder GitHub. This is the project page for all the projects. The specific page for Browsertrix Cloud, and here for the Browsertrix Cloud issues and any requests that is done. You can even go in and look at the Browsertrix behaviors that lies underneath all of the other functionality. And here you have the current issues for the Browsertrix behaviors. Thanks a lot for listening. This was everything from me. You can read a lot more about this project on the IPC blog. You can try to install it, use it in the cloud or locally, and come with feedback and discuss it at the IPC Slack or one of the many great GitHub repositories. Of course, I'm also looking forward to see you, some of you at least, in person at the IPC Web Archiving Conference 23 in Helversum. Have a great day.